Welcome to the Mighty Morphin Ranger Danger podcast, a podcast where we watch Power Rangers and then come up with a better description for our show. This is episode...
That's not been the case historically. We've never come up with a better description.
We'll do it one day. I'm doing the intro. Let me do the intro.
I'm sorry.
This is episode 30. I'm doing the intro because you're so terrible at doing the intro.
I've done it 36 times previously. I'm not bad.
And you've done it twice today and failed.
Okay.
This is episode 37, Cleanup Club, which is probably going to be very exciting. I'm Michael.
I'm Matt.
You can find us online at rangerdangerpodcast.com. We're on Twitter at rangerdcast.com. Our email is rangerdangerpodcast@gmail.com. We are on Facebook. We are on iTunes. We are on YouTube.
He did it. Good work.
Yeah,
look at that.
That's right. That's the first time. I'm excited. So, Cleanup Club.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be a garbage monster?
Yes, it could be a...
Not like a garbage monster.
Oh, okay.
Like a monster made out of...
Okay.
Did you have...
Not a rubbish monster,
No.
what you're saying.
Did you... Well, no, like a rubbish monster. Not a rubbish monster.
But who's on first?
Hey! Did you have, like, after-school clubs at your high school?
No.
Not at all?
Not that I participated in, at least.
Okay.
I guess I did, like, Tournament of the Minds and stuff. Does that count?
You didn't have, like, I'm trying to think of what we had. We had, like, there was a chess club, but they didn't meet after school. They just went to chess tournaments.
Yeah.
There was, like, a debating club.
I played Dungeons and Dragons on my lunch breaks.
Really?
Yeah.
Even I was... We played Magic the Gathering on our
Oh, I did a lot of that as well.
And there was a club that I was in, and it ran for, I think, a week, where...
Do you mean it happened once, or it was a whole week?
No, I mean it happened once.
Okay.
And I think the reason it happened once is because I was the only one who showed up.
Okay. So it's not really a club, is it? That's just you.
Well, it was me and a teacher.
Okay. Oh, this is already sadder than my Dungeons and Dragons story.
No, the art teacher organised it.
Yeah.
And I think, it ran for a couple of weeks, because it was me and a couple of other kids the first week.
Yeah.
And by, like, the third week, it was just me.
Yeah.
Where we, like... hung up student paintings around the school, and not like surreptitiously.
Okay.
Like, there was room...
It wasn't like street graffiti.
No, there was room in, like, the office had picture hooks.
Yeah.
Where student work would hang, and that needed to get changed out occasionally, and artwork would get framed and stuff, and it was fun. Hi, Miss Coombs, if you're listening. I mean, the odds of you listening are slim to none, to be honest. But...
I'm sorry, I just want to verify here.
Yeah.
It was a club where you hung things up on the wall.
Yeah.
Was that the name of the club? The Hang Things Up on the Wall club?
I remember us giving it, like, it having a name.
A cool name?
No.
No.
I mean, it was a club where we hung things up on the wall. But I went to a selective high school. There were no clubs with cool names, right? They were all maths club. I was in maths club.
Yes, I know you went to math camp.
No, that's unrelated. Maths club came after maths camp.
Okay.
I led a maths club.
What? You led it?
Yeah.
What does that...
We talked about cool maths things.
Okay, and you...
Like, if you've got 30 people in a room,
yeah,
the odds of two people that share a birthday are better than 50%.
Okay.
If you've got 73 people in a room, the odds that two of them share a birthday is 99.9%.
I'm already bored. I don't think I would have enjoyed math.
Other people find that interesting, and I'm going to put a link in the show notes to where you can find out more about combinations and permutations.
I think I might be asleep and having a nightmare because you're talking to me about math.
Anyway, we're going to talk about Power Rangers for a bit. we always kind of promise that we're going to talk about our lives a little, and we never do, and that's because we've realised that our lives are very boring.
Yeah.
So
they're either boring or there's things that we can't talk about because of confidentiality agreements and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, we're spies.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
No, I mean, like, I see movies well ahead of time.
That's
true. My job, and they're cool movies, but I can't say anything about them.
That's true. I don't do anything. So. I had a question for you, Matt.
Yeah.
You've talked several times before and many times to me about how Adam is your favourite Power Ranger.
Yeah.
Was he your favourite Power Ranger when you were a kid?
No. Tommy,
okay,
of course.
And at what point would you say that changed?
I'm really not sure.
Like, obviously, Adam arrived after Tommy.
Yeah, and I always thought Adam was a cool guy.
Right.
But it's definitely, like, in my adult years.
That you've gone...
In reflection.
That's the dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, looking back on it, I like his character the most.
Okay.
But never while I was a child watching the show did I identify that.
Okay, fair enough.
Because there was Tommy.
There was other cooler people. Yeah.
And when we say cooler, it was just that he got to be the special one.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know, like,
yeah. He's not necessarily like cooler.
No, he's just like the special from Lego, you know? Like,
yeah.
He gets
You're holding a Lego movie figure in your hand.
I am too. Is it Emmett?
It is Emmett.
Oh my god, I'm holding the special. Let's...
So, okay. That was I had that question sitting for like 3 weeks waiting to ask it to you.
I wish there was a more profound answer.
Yeah, no, that's fine. We've also got a whole bunch of questions from listener and occasional guest Amanda.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we'll do them all because it is literally half a page.
Yeah.
But do you want to read some of them and we'll talk about the first couple?
Sure. So the first one is Rita Repulsa and her lackeys. I think it's a bit harsh, Amanda. Lackeys.
Minions?
I think they're partners.
Co-conspirators?
I like co-conspirators. The last of their kinds, or are their planets populated with their species? You know, I never really imagined them as, like, each of a distinct race.
Right.
Which is odd, and I don't know why I wouldn't think that. But they each seem like monsters.
I guess because every week Rita summons a new, different monster.
Yeah.
It seems like you don't think of each of them as being a different species.
No.
They seem to be their own unique
Yeah.
setup. So it suggests that the monsters on the moon base are all the similar thing. And I don't think we ever see, like, another monster that looks like Finster.
No.
And we see lots of other monsters that look like Rita, but that's because she looks like an Asian lady.
If we jump ahead and spoil things,
Yeah.
at the end of Countdown to Destruction, which is like the last episode of In Space that features off the quote-unquote Zordon era, Rita and Lord Zed get turned into people.
Yes.
But I think it's Baboo and Squatt or someone get disintegrated. And that, to me, for whatever reason, suggests that they are monsters like
the monsters.
Like Vince's creations.
Yes.
In that they're not, like, they weren't born, I guess.
Yeah.
They were created.
Which raises the question of why Rita doesn't create some better, more efficient helpers.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, why not replace Goldar with someone who doesn't run away from things?
Yeah.
So there's some other questions. Have these species died out while they were in the dumpster? Well, I guess that answers that. What do they eat?
Well, we've seen, I think it's Baboo eating, like, worms and stuff in that. So I guess weird monster stuff. I guess they're monsters, so they eat things that are weird to normal people.
Yep.
I imagine they eat garbage and that sort of thing, you know?
But not if the cleanup club have anything to say about it. Do they come down to Earth to get groceries and take away?
The only one of them that could pull that off is Squatt.
I feel like Rita and Scorpina are both really just humans in outfits.
Yeah. Especially these days, like, Scorpina could come to Earth and people would just be like, oh, is Comic-Con on this weekend?
Yeah, she's in a weird outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or in Rita's case, is it the Ren Fair this weekend?
Yep, exactly.
And
I mean, we know they can go to Earth.
Yeah.
Because we see that happen fairly frequently.
Yeah.
So, yeah. How is waste management managed on the moon?
I imagine they just throw it out the window.
My thought is that they have some sort of diabolical furnace that, like...
What makes a furnace diabolical?
Oh, you know, it's got lots of evil-looking tubes and shit.
Okay.
You know, like an evil... Not an efficient, like... nice, neat kind of device. Something that looks like it was cobbled together by a mad scientist.
I think it's very telling that in your mind, evil equates to inefficient.
Well, I mean, you know the thing that I'm imagining, right?
Yeah.
Like, if I say evil furnace,
Yeah.
you get a picture in your head.
Yeah.
It's got, like, dark black tubes sitting at weird angles and spouts and one of those things that goes, when steam goes out.
Yeah, I think more in my mind, an evil furnace is a furnace that, like, generates its own heat.
Right.
And like, it's just, like, connected to hell. And
that's pretty hardcore for this show, man.
We said evil furnace.
Okay.
And it just shoots out hellfire from hell out of this portal.
Okay, I mean, whoa.
And that's where their Waste
power
goes.
and waste and... Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
You don't want to do more questions?
I think we've been going about 10 minutes. I think we should get to some Power Rangers.
Okay.
We can save the questions. I mean, we will have other times to answer questions.
We can't talk about X-Men Days of Future Past?
We can't. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. I have.
It's only been out for like 3 days. You're hearing this and it's been out for 3 weeks. I'm not that bad at seeing movies. I've just been busy.
Neither of us have seen Godzilla.
No, not yet.
Which is weird considering that we have a podcast
About Power Rangers.
About giant monsters, yeah.
Yeah. We will discuss that off air because you don't need to know when we're going to arrange to go see Godzilla.
You guys want to come?
I mean, especially because it will be in the past. Anyway, we're going to go watch Clean Up Club. And, I mean, I guess there'll be some cleaning up.
Do you have expectations about this episode?
I think if there's not a high school garbage disposal kind of group,
Yeah.
like, clean the earth green kind of...
But they've done that, though.
Yeah, but, I mean, they do the same thing every week. So
yeah, that's true.
I think if there's not that at a monster made of garbage, I'm going to be A, shocked, and B, disappointed. I'm going to be shock-appointed.
Shock-appointed?
Yep.
Well, I'd hate for you to be shock-appointed.
I would also hate to be shock-appointed. So you can watch the episode 2, and we'll be back in a sec.
And we're back. We just watched the Cleanup Crew
Club.
I
liked it.
Okay,
fine. Be that way.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They were clearly...
I think the last, 2 or 3 minutes really brought it down.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we will explain why that is when we get to the end, which is going to happen once we start at the start. So, we're in, apparently, the only class that Angel Grove High School has.
In classroom.
Yeah, well, the only classroom and the only teacher.
They also have the principal.
Yeah, sure, but most schools have more staff than that.
Yeah.
Her name, we learn, is Miss Appleby. I don't remember if we knew that or not. It's probably been 20 episodes since we saw her.
Yeah.
So we see Skull is recording Bulk for something.
Yeah. Bulk is making a movie or short film called Bulk is the Greatest Guy Ever.
Yep.
Which is a kind of funny in concept.
Yeah.
In reality, it's just him talking to the camera like Jack Nicholson's Joker.
Yeah.
Which is creepy.
I mean, yeah. If it weren't for the fact that we know that everyone in Angel Grove thinks Bulk is as much of a dickhead as we think he is.
Yeah.
There would be room for him to be the sort of person who is mean to the Power Rangers, but who everyone else sees as kind of a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
But every week he's surrounded by crowds of people laughing at his misfortune.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everybody else thinks the same way about him.
Yeah, he's not fooling anyone.
No.
He's what we're getting at here.
So, we learned that Bulk has some sort of weird table and chair disaster.
He falls over into some stuff.
I mean, yeah. So, they've had to do a video project.
Yeah.
Which, for 1994 technology, is a lot of... I know they get kids to do it now.
Oh, it's hard work.
But a kid now can record that video on their iPod and cut it together on their laptop or their computer with relative ease.
Yeah.
In 1993, recording to a VHS, that's a lot of trouble for a kid to go to.
It is. I did it in high school.
On VHS?
We were doing it on tape. On video cameras.
Oh, like a mini disc tape.
Yeah, on mini tape.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did it. But yeah, when you see them whip out the VHS, it's certainly nostalgic.
Yeah, man. Bulk and Skull have left their project very late because Trini is presenting hers today.
Well, I got the impression that it was they do one every week or something like that.
When you had to do those in high school, did you have to do the thing where everyone has to submit theirs on the same day, and then you watch them over a week?
I can't remember because when I was doing it,
right,
I was at my fancy Canberra high school where it was an elective class called Film and Video.
Right,
we just did that, which essentially just meant that we made ninja movies.
Yep.
For a semester.
Yep.
Which is awesome.
You weren't influenced by TV shows from your youth, were you?
No. They're all ninja vampire movies.
Well, I mean, just ninjas on their own, boring.
That's right. You got to spice up with some vampires.
Oh dear.
What were we talking about? I've been distracted by ninja vampires.
Haven't we all? So yeah, Trini's video starts playing.
And it has the saddest piano music ever.
It's like, I genuinely was worried, if it weren't for the fact that it was animated, I would have felt like we'd switched to Captain Planet by accident.
When you say you're afraid,
Yeah.
like that's best case scenario.
Looking forward to.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
God, Captain Planet was good. Anyway, yeah, Trini's video is about, pollution, and Angel Grove is polluted, and
Think of the animals.
not that we've seen any evidence of that thus far.
No.
All of the parks and stuff has been picture perfect.
Yeah.
We haven't seen so much as, like, a litterer.
Yeah, there was that Rita Repulsa run industrial plant that was polluting in like the third episode.
Yeah, but that was sinister,
Yeah.
That was an evil furnace.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, the Megazord runs on solar power, doesn't
I'm
it?
pretty sure, yeah, because they can turn it off with an eclipse.
Okay. So, besides all the animals that it presumably crushes as it lumbers
that
around.
whole operation is very, like, energy neutral.
Okay. Carbon neutral,
Yeah.
is what you're saying.
Yeah. So,
Do you think that the command center has solar panels?
yeah, must. I mean, we
Okay.
can't see them, but they must be around the back.
Alright.
Um,
I just want to make sure that they're not big hypocrites.
or at least they've got, like, nuclear power, They're not running coal.
Yeah.
Jesus. So, after Trini's video ends, and it's got, emotionally exploitative shots of cute animals and stuff,
Yeah.
Uh,
Including like a moose at the end, I think it was.
Miss Appleby says, pollution is a serious problem.
She gives like the most somber look into the camera and she's like, kids, you're all gonna die from pollution.
If this episode wasn't made on, like, a grant from an environmental...
Oh man, I was thinking either it's a grant or it was like network mandated.
Yeah, it was Network Green Week, and everyone has to do an environmentally friendly episode. Absolutely. Billy lists some things that he's worried about.
Yeah.
And it's like the ozone and acid rain.
Yeah.
And that's kind of beautiful in that that was a major environmental crisis in the 90s.
Yeah.
That is no longer an issue.
No one gives a shit.
Every episode of Captain Planet ended with them worrying about CFCs.
Yeah.
And we just stopped using CFCs.
Yeah.
That was genuinely an environmental hassle that we have dealt with.
Yeah, we won something.
There's still a hole in the ozone layer, but we stopped using the stuff that was making it a lot worse.
Yeah.
And I don't even remember what was going to cause acid rain, but I was terrified for a long time as a child about acid rain, right? When it rains, I like when it rains. Imagine if you went into the rain and it was acid. And in my head, I'm imagining, like, Alien eat through the floor acid, right?
green acid.
That's a major acid rain. That's going to be problems.
Yeah.
And that's just, it's actually nice to reflect on a problem from within our lifetimes that was solved and dealt with.
I don't know about solved.
I mean, I'm not saying we fixed all the problems.
Yeah.
Because apparently this week we've reached the point where the Arctic is just going to melt and we're fucked.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, look,
it's not going to rain acid, so...
I think of myself as a pretty environmentally conscious guy, and I try to do my bit.
Yep.
Having said that, there was some pretty alarmist shit being shoveled down kids' throats.
Oh, God, yes.
Like,
absolutely.
And I'm all for it, We should scare people shitless about this stuff, because it is scary. But it's pretty intense how heavily they lean on kids.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, I was scared of acid rain, and now I like to think that I have come out of that as being reasonably concerned about the environment.
Yeah.
It's not like when they try to scare kids off drugs, and then kids learn that actually drugs won't kill you straight away, so maybe everything they said was a lie.
Yeah.
And so maybe acid rain wasn't a problem, and just because I was 6, I was all my parents were like, acid rain's never going to happen, don't worry about it.
Oh, well, when they say acid rain, they mean, like, rain that is...
Yeah, rain that is bad.
Rain, and they have that, There's cities, particularly in, like, Asian countries that are overpopulated, where the rain's pretty bad for you.
That's true.
And in Sydney, the rain here, not great as compared to, like the mountains or whatever.
Yeah, but not
Not through the
acid
walls.
rain.
Yeah.
Maybe they should have given it a less alarmist name.
I think Dirty Rain.
Yeah.
It's probably
You don't
closer
want
to the truth.
dirty rain.
No, you don't.
But it wouldn't traumatize a small child.
Yeah.
So
I think fear is so important. I think that's why I don't understand people who try and convince people that climate change is a myth. So we should stop, trying to save the planet or whatever. To me, even if climate change is a myth, and clearly it's not. Like the jury, the jury's in on that one.
There's no discussion.
There's no discussion. That's over. But even if it was a myth, it's something that we should still pretend is a thing because we need to make all these changes anyway.
I feel like even if we could cut down all the trees, maybe recycling our old paper kind of makes sense just as a thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to run out of fossil fuels anyway.
Yes.
We're going to run out of coal. It's a finite resources. We have to do something about it.
Even if they're not going to kill our grandchildren by flooding them to death.
Yeah.
Maybe we should just worry about them anyway.
Yeah.
That's been enough of environmental danger. One day someone who loves this show is going to go back and do a supercut of all the shows that we've said it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, and yes, surprise, surprise, Trini wants to start a cleanup club.
Yeah. To which Zach says, sounds cool. Which, it's many things. It's not cool, guys.
It's not cool.
I'm sorry to break that to you.
So, we see the monster for this episode, and guys, oh man, Polluticorn is the best thing that I have seen on this show.
The problem, it has the potential to be the best thing. Unfortunately,
execution, not so much.
In the Sentai footage, he's not a Polluticorn.
No.
He's just an evil unicorn.
But
he doesn't have pollution powers.
No, he doesn't shoot oil over things.
No, that would be amazing.
Yeah. But, guys, he's like a black horse man.
Yeah.
If you can imagine the sort of monster that's on this show, that's a dude in a suit that has like a horse head. He's got a horn. And he's got wings.
He's got wings like Archangel from X-Men.
The thing about wings, unicorns don't have wings.
Yes, that's a Pegasus.
It's Pegasi that have wings.
Yeah.
But there just appears to be a general consensus that you just accept that unicorns have wings.
Oh, I think it's one of those things where it was the Japanese adapting English myth.
That's fair,
right?
Yep.
And they're like, unicorn, Pegasus, we can probably lump those
How
things
many
together.
different special horses do you want to have?
Yeah.
Okay? You can have one, alright?
And if we have to have one, it might as well be one that combines both the horn and the wings.
Yes, why doesn't it have both the good bits?
Yeah.
Absolutely. You wouldn't want to combine a Pegasus and a unicorn and combine a unicorn's not wings with a Pegasus's not horn. Because then you just get a horse. Right? That's a boring monster. Anyway, so we see all the Rangers in the park.
Yeah.
And Zach... Oh, no, before they're in the park, they're in the youth centre.
Yeah.
And they're doing some, fake karate noises and whaa, whaa, and then chopping cans.
Yes.
Which seems like the sort of thing people who aren't real karate masters do.
Yeah. It's also the least efficient recycling you could possibly be doing.
I mean, I feel like if it lets them have fun and recycle for longer,
yeah,
maybe it's worth it in the long run.
It would drive me nuts if you did that to every single can. I think everyone in the youth centre is seeing there being just crush the fucking cans, guys.
Dude, I've seen you break through wooden boards. You could do 12 of those at once.
Yeah.
Be a little more efficient. They're all in matching green shirts that say Clean Up Club.
Because they're cool guys.
But, and this is beautiful, they're all wearing colour-coded pants.
Yeah.
Oh, man. It's just, this show is committed to its gimmicks.
Yeah.
If nothing else. I don't want this to be creepy.
Yeah.
Kimberly looked especially good in her Clean Up Club shirt.
Yeah, she's rocking the Clean Up Club
It was,
shirt.
It was just, it's nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, Bulk comes in because, Jesus Christ, he's wearing like a ski jacket almost.
Yeah.
That's zipped up to his chin.
Yeah.
And a purple headband that basically covers everything above his eyes. He looks like he's a slit of face sticking out of a fabric monster.
I was going to say, like, a really fat fabric penis, but okay.
Well, okay. I mean, sure, I guess.
It's a weird look. And he does more of his really creepy Jack Nicholson Joker.
Yep.
I don't know how else you could describe it. Like,
it's like acting directly to the camera, slightly creepy.
Like pretending to be really nice, but clearly not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a I almost got a little sad because Bulk says he's going to do some he's going to do some training.
Yeah.
And he says, Skull, shoot this. And Skull says, you promised me I could be in the scene with you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, it's touching.
Yeah, there's definitely an undercurrent of Skull really wanting appreciation from Bulk and never getting it.
Yeah.
And that would be an interesting dynamic if they ever followed up on it.
Yeah. If anything ever happened.
Yes.
Yes.
But they don't.
Okay, so, and they ask Ernie to film them do it.
Yeah.
And Ernie says, you guys working out in a way that maybe is a bit of the pot calling the kettle black.
Yeah, I mean, he's clearly not a healthy dude.
No,
I don't think he jogs every morning.
I mean, look, Matt, you said to me, can we find out if he's dead? And unfortunately, I have just Googled and he did pass away in 2008.
Oh,
following a heart attack.
Yeah.
So,
I feel horrible, but that was also going to happen.
But he did lose over 40 pounds before he passed away. So,
at 47, that's really sad. That poor guy.
40 pounds for those of us in the real world is nearly 20 kilos.
Yeah.
And he quit smoking, so
he tried to turn it around.
He was trying hard, and it's a shame, unfortunately, that he died at 40. Yeah, that's not happy. So anyway, the Rangers are in the park, and there's literally just rubbish everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just...
It looks like 4 garbage trucks rolled through and dumped their load in the middle of the park.
Have you seen the video of a garbage truck picking up a bin, and when it goes to flip the bin into the back of it, it just throws the garbage everywhere?
No.
Oh man, it is so... And while we're talking about hilarious videos of garbage, I don't want to get too off track. Have you seen the video of the bear stealing a garbage bin?
No.
Okay, I'm going to make notes, and we are going to watch both of those. Garbage truck.
Oh boy. Okay, so welcome back to Garbage Danger. How much garbage-related videos do you watch in a week?
Those are the two.
Okay.
But anyway, so Billy takes a soil sample, which involves him picking a blade of grass, dropping it into a test tube,
that he keeps with him,
and saying, wow, it's completely polluted.
No, because he puts it in like a liquid, and the liquid goes bright green, like fluorescent green, because pollution. Yeah.
The bit we see next is the Rangers picking up rubbish.
By doing flips all over it.
It's the most like 5 real teenagers that I think this show has ever gotten. Like, they look like they're just... they're obviously teenagers with hugely ridiculous martial arts and gymnastic skills.
Yeah.
But they're just kind of goofing off and having fun and...
The way they move and the way it was edited and cut reminded me heaps of the Greendale commercial from Community. Just because everyone sort of flips everywhere and there's like those fast cuts and funky music.
I absolutely know what you... And I think that's explicitly probably that sort of style that's being parodied there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really did just feel like they might have just been doing that. It didn't feel like as forced as their other interactions feel, I thought.
Maybe. They did flip everywhere.
I would, if I could flip, I would flip all the time. Right? I have accepted that in my life, without a substantial time commitment, I will never do a flip. Okay?
That's sad.
That's just, I'm 23 nearly, it would take more of my time than I'm willing to invest to be able to do a flip. Right? If I could do a flip, you would never see me walk.
Yeah.
I would flip everywhere.
You'd be a very healthy man.
Yeah. Well, I'd have to be to do all the flips. It's self-fulfilling.
Do you know who Diamond Dallas Page is?
No. That's a name that sounds like a porn star, but I imagine that's not where this is going.
No, he's a wrestler. And I don't know why I'm even thinking about this right now, but he does yoga now.
Right.
And it's called Diamond Dallas Page Yoga, and it's like yoga for manly men.
Right.
I heard about this on War Rocket Ajax, actually. because Chris Sims was talking about it.
That's very much sounds like a Chris Sims thing.
And like I checked it out on the website because, of
Who
course. And their like, example case is this guy who came back from AWOR, and he was a paratrooper, and he
Right.
it hurt his legs enough times that they were kind of screwed, and had put on a lot of weight and sort of given up on his life, and then the yoga transformed it enough that he's now a healthy guy.
Right.
So what I'm saying is you should try Diamond Dallas Page's yoga, DDP yoga, get to that stage,
Right.
then learn some flips. I'm saying you can do it, Michael.
I will. I'm not going to learn to do a flip. But if I ever do learn to do a flip, rest assured there will be a video of Michael doing a flip on YouTube.
Okay. In the show notes of episode 200.
Yeah. Well, hold on. 3 years is not long enough.
The promise is set. Episode 200, Michael doesn't flip.
Okay. I'm writing a note in our notes document. In episode 200, I will do a flip.
Yeah.
Michael will do a flip.
We may need some rigging set up.
Oh, gosh.
Awesome.
Okay. So after they've picked up all the rubbish in this montage, Billy picks up another piece of grass, does a test, and smiles, and everyone smiles.
Because this time the liquid is clear.
Because that solved the pollution.
Yeah.
Because pollution is just a measure of how much rubbish per square metre there is.
Yeah. And it immediately affects and fixes the soil.
And they definitely haven't solved the underlying social problem that's led to just piles of garbage in the parks.
Well, it's a strange thing to occur. And the Rangers realise this and ask, what sort of people would do this? And to answer the question, putties appear.
No, we're not up to that yet.
Oh, aren't we?
Bulk and Skull.
Oh, sorry.
You forgot.
Oh, no, isn't that after?
No.
Okay.
Somehow, Bulk and Skull are hiding under the bags of rubbish. I mean, have you seen a bag of rubbish in your life? You would not.
Yes.
Yeah, they're disgusting.
Yes.
They leak.
Yeah, you don't crawl in them. I worked at the cinema. I used to have to dispose of bags upon bags of this.
I worked at fast food. It's just...
Yeah, you don't crawl in garbage bags, guys.
So they crawl out of those, and the intent is for Bulk to say, I picked up all this rubbish.
Yeah.
Which would probably work, except he is hoist on his own petard, his petard here being a banana peel, that he dropped on the ground and he falls into the rubbish.
I'm sick of this guy's shit.
Yep. I'm done with Bulk and Skull now. This could be, if this was Bulk and Skull's last episode...
I would be okay.
Yep. But do you know how long they stick around?
1,000,000 years.
20 years. Oh, man. Anyway.
Okay, so we get to the bit that I was talking about before.
Yep.
Where they're like, who's causing all of this pollution? And then Billy says, I don't know if he's joking, but he says, it's those pollutants, the putties.
Yeah.
This is my favourite answer to the question of why is there so much rubbish. It's because the putties just hang out Angel Grove and don't dispose of their rubbish.
Yeah, no, because
they're villains.
They eat hamburgers and just drop it on the ground. Sometimes they just do a poo on the floor. They don't go anywhere. They just sit there and just poo. They just...
I don't know why I'm laughing about it. I feel terrible.
So we get
I feel like we set a low bar of quality on this show, you know?
So we get a putty fight.
Yeah.
This is interesting in that Billy just does the same kind of karate that everyone else does, and...
Yeah, I've heard that on the show he wasn't very good when they started because he was a gymnast
not a martial artist.
Not a martial artist. And basically he just got the guys that were good at it to teach him.
Which seems like a reasonable sort of thing if you're going to be on this show for quite a while.
Yeah, and I think that kind of works for the character. Like, I buy that he started... We saw a bit of him learning in show.
Yep.
Learning karate.
You know, it's been nearly 40 weeks now, or 40... He's done 40 fights with giant monsters.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like you'd get pretty good at karate pretty quickly.
Because you, as a Power Ranger, they have, like, innate fighting skills.
Yeah, and it's a life or death situation you're going to learn quickly.
Yeah, I feel like he sort of has absorbed some of his Power Ranger skills into his...
We get a maneuver where the 3 boys stand shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
The 2 girls stand on their shoulders. It's very impressive looking. the thing that happens next...
Sorry, we should be clear that the three guys stand shoulder to shoulder and the girls flip onto their shoulders, immediately flip off, and then punch some people.
Yeah, I mean, it's just... It looks very clever and impressive.
Yeah.
But...
It doesn't do anything.
They don't even, like... I was expecting them to jump, kick, or jump, punch off.
Yeah.
So that they could use the height it was worth something.
Yeah.
But...
No.
Anyway, Polluticorn. And he can make toxic wind with his wings. Because everyone with wings can make wind. That's just a thing.
Although it's not toxic in any way, it's just wind.
It's just called toxic. Yeah. Toxic is not a descriptor. It's just a word.
Yeah.
Apparently. And it's got... His horn lights up from the base.
Yeah.
And there's the kind of suggestion that, like, when the light reaches the tip, something very bad will happen. But we don't ever get anything close to that happening.
No. Despite him being a Polluticorn, allegedly, he's a pretty standard monster.
Yeah.
Although he seems a bit...
Like a monster with a cool kind of gimmick, visually.
Yeah,
but he doesn't have a fight gimmick.
Yeah, there's no fight gimmick. He just punches and flaps his wings a bit. Yeah. That's about it.
Goldar and Scorpina come down.
Yeah.
And Polluticorn basically tells them to back the fuck off.
Yeah.
And he's got this.
Yeah.
So they do, which is great. Like, Rita doesn't say, no, you will all try and kill these 5. I know what happens when one monster tries to kill these 5. It doesn't end well.
We've seen 40 times it fail.
Yeah. So, Alpha, they start to lose.
Yep.
And Alpha teleports them back to the command center. Jason calls the Polluticorn a horse thing. I mean...
That's a fair assessment.
I feel like everyone knows what a unicorn is.
It's Jason. He's an idiot.
I disagree, but the evidence keeps mounting.
This is what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying I think he's an idiot. He's consistently presented by the material as an idiot.
That's fair. So look, Zordon suggests that Rita's plan is to pollute the Earth, and I don't
A, understand why, or B, see any evidence of this. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, fundamentally, we have to assume that Polluticorn is being polluty off-screen.
Yeah.
Right? He's a pollution monster. They just didn't have the footage. I'm happy to take that,
that lead
from the episode.
Yeah.
But Rita wants to conquer Earth.
Yes.
Why would she want to conquer an Earth that is covered in garbage?
Well, presumably the pollution would demoralize everyone, and they would be sad.
I mean,
it's a bit of a walk.
It takes a lot of work, doesn't it?
But in my mind, too, I really enjoy the idea that evil people enjoy pollution.
Well, they do. I mean, loot and plunder. Have to.
I like that idea of evilness, that they revel in garbage and mess and untidiness.
Hitler he never showered.
That's right.
Sometimes you just go into rooms and just poo on the floor.
What is it with you? You have a problem.
Tell me that the image of Hitler just sitting in a room doing a shit in the middle of the floor. Tell me that that's not the best thing you can imagine.
I don't think best is the word.
Guys, if we don't have a picture in our email inbox of Hitler shitting on the floor, I'm going to be very disappointed.
I equally do and don't want that.
Anyway, I just have kind of a logistics question.
Yeah.
The viewing globe is situated on the other side of the command center
to Zordon.
Yeah. They do a lot of dramatic turning around.
Yeah.
If they just put it in front of Zordon, Zordon could talk and tell them what was going on, and they could watch it at the same time.
I feel like it would ruin the balance of the room, though.
That's fair. They'd have to put some sort of ornamental sculpture there or something.
Well, just like a fern.
Oh, yeah, fern, yep.
A nice fern.
Something Alpha would never water it.
Yeah.
It'd be a dead fern.
He would try, he'd fall over, get some water on him, do a crazy I dance around the room, get water on him. I can see the flaw in this plan now.
Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe a plastic fern.
Yeah.
Look, long story short, everything's going to go to shit if the Power Rangers don't stop Polluticorn.
Yeah.
So we get a pretty good 3-on-5 fight between the Rangers and Polluticorn and Goldar and Scorpina.
Yep.
And it does a pretty good job of being kind of threatening.
Yeah.
Like, we know that 2 Rangers on their own can't really take out Goldar, and that 2 Rangers on their own can't really take out Scorpina.
Yeah.
And that 1 Ranger on their own is going to struggle against Polluticorn.
Yeah.
So...
And Polluticorn is set up as a guy who's tougher than your average Joe.
He's smarter than your average bear.
No.
Polluticorn's going to steal your picnic basket.
And then poop in it.
So...
I'm not proud of this episode.
Oh, I am. This is great. So Jason... Look, he's on the ropes for a bit, but he pulls out the dragon shield.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't know why he doesn't just start with it.
Yeah.
Even by the only use their weapons for defense logic, it's a shield.
Yeah.
It's only useful if someone is attacking him.
Yeah.
But,
it does have a cool effect where it, like, bounces Polluticorn's energy balls off him.
They don't just get fizzled out or anything. They go around.
They deflect.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
And he does look pretty cool wearing it.
He does, yeah.
He cuts off Polluticorn's horn.
Yeah. It's kind of a graphic scene. You see it fall to the floor and just so see on the floor.
Polluticorn, it's like the scene in Star Wars where Obi-Wan chops that dude's arm off.
I was just thinking Morrison seen some Game of Thrones.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, it's probably not that graphic. But yeah, Polluticorn looks, he makes a sound of actual pain.
Did you say his horn chopped off?
Yeah, that sounds like it hurt.
Yeah.
There's scenes like that in Game of Thrones.
Oh, yes.
People getting their horns chopped off.
Oh, yes.
Whoa, okay.
Oh, yes.
So then Rita looks like she's losing. She makes my monster grow.
Yep.
We get Goldar and Scorpina just fuck off.
The problem is that she says, make my unicorn grow. If you have a monster with a name that's as cool as Polluticorn, use the name.
Yeah. Anyway.
Just commit to it.
They didn't have time in the mouth movement for her to say Polluticorn. Look, it's a pretty short, straight-up Megazord fight. There's nothing...
Well, except for the fact that Polluticorn flies around to attack the Megazord.
He does, and that's pretty cool.
Given that it's clearly a guy being, like, hoisted around the room on ropes.
Yep.
So...
There is a scene where the Megazord does some sort of swing in towards Polluticorn that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And where you can actually see the strings.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, they're normally pretty good about that sort of stuff. But for whatever reason, there's just definitely black lines.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It happens.
Yeah. It's a short fight. They destroy
That's because they spent 9 minutes of the show on the picking up rubbish side.
Yeah, look, there's not a lot of time left for Polluticorn.
Yeah.
They pull out Titanus and the Ultrazord and just blow the shit out of him.
No, they don't.
Don't they?
No.
Is this just a power sword?
It's just a power sword.
That's right.
It's a classic. It's an old school destruction.
I'm thinking of last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's pretty kind of anticlimactic kind of fight.
Yeah, I feel like this was on the tail end of the Zyu Ranger footage that they used.
Yep.
Because there's nothing really interesting about it.
Yep.
It's just, they get the power sword, they kill it.
Yeah. Game over.
Game over, yeah.
So, we go back to the youth centre. And first we see that they're making, like, piles of things to be recycled. Yeah, we see that beforehand in, like, the establishing shot.
Yeah, and it's the sort of thing where...
There's, like, a pile of newspapers and a pile of cans and a pile of bottles.
When we say piles, they're not just piling them up. They're making, like, incredibly...
taller than a man, kind of sculptural...
Yeah, they're like pyramids of cans that
and
not structurally stable.
You know instantly that bulk is going to end up in them.
Yeah.
I mean...
And I would say that it doesn't disappoint in that respect.
No, but it disappoints in the respect
that it happens.
Yeah. So, we get a shot of our favourite only Angel Grove newscaster who says, how long will we be safe from Rita and her monsters? No one knows for sure. Which is incredibly bleak.
It's depressing.
I mean, first of all, it's very editorial for him. Like... That's not reporting the facts. That's your own personal opinion.
Yeah.
And second, I mean, he's basically saying, get out while you can. One day the Rangers will lose and you will be fucked by a giant monster.
That's definitely the implication there.
Yeah.
The first part of what he says, I think, is exactly what he said last time.
It very well could be.
I think it might even be the same footage.
There's the name drop of the no loss of life.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't even specify the monster. He's just like, a monster attacked Angel Grove. So I'm pretty sure they just reused the footage. Which wouldn't be surprising.
Not for this show.
Yeah.
And that's the end of the episode. I mean, there's another half an hour of Bulk and Skull bullshit.
Yeah, there's... I kind of want to talk about it because I hate it so much.
We need to.
What happens is that Bulk finally hands in his videotape assignment with Skull.
First, Bulk and Skull end up in the piles of recycling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured that was a given. I think people could have figured that out.
Yeah. While Skull is recording. So, Bulk and Skull hand up their video assignment, which they've been allowed to do as pairs for some reason, but anyway.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny that there's a bit where Skull comes running in and has just finished it. It's kind of sweet that he cares that much about the assignment.
Yeah.
He didn't think, I'll just be late. Who gives a shit? It's just some shitty English assignment. Like, he was hurrying to get that in on time.
He's an artist, man.
He is. And what is it he says? There are some glitches to explain the madness that we're about to see.
Yeah. Nothing explains it.
What we see, it probably only goes for a minute.
Probably more. I would say a good 90 seconds.
It feels like
forever.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
It feels like forever. And it's basically the footage that we've seen them film, but all cut up. So Bulk looks...
like it's been scratched by a DJ.
Yeah. So Bulk looks, I want to say, dumber.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the footage that they've got is 100% Bulk humiliating himself.
Yeah.
Every time.
And the way it skips, it's so Bulk says things like, I need to be recycled.
Yeah, and
just...
this teacher can't teach.
Yeah.
And it's just... I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
It's the most offensive 90 seconds of television I think
It's
I've ever...
just...
Because it's aggressively cut. So it's very loud. A lot of things happen quickly.
It's very MTV kind of edit.
Oh, God, it just made me so angry.
I mean, look, we're on record as thinking Bulk and Skull are dumb.
Yes.
Right? But even if you thought Bulk and Skull were the most hilarious thing on the show, the last 5 minutes of this episode is basically purely Bulk and Skull. And this show is not called Bulk and Skull.
No. And again, we've talked about this, but I don't think any kids think that was the best part of the show.
No.
It's just egregious.
I couldn't have gotten some more Polluticorn.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going away, Matt.
They lesson on something, don't they?
They become responsible, upstanding members of the community, and then they get turned into monkeys, and I wish I was fucking joking, but there's a genuine span of episodes where the 2 actors are played by monkeys. And
the 2 actors are played by monkeys?
Well, it's just... I mean, and they become police officers, and I don't understand...
Yeah, in a show where it's about fantastical monsters and a witch from a moon base and giant robots, the fact that they're the thing that stuck around for 20 years...
It wouldn't be impossible for this show to have comic relief without them.
Yeah.
The Rangers could be funny. I mean, they're not comic relief because they're not...
Because they're not funny.
It's just, yeah. I don't know, I genuinely have a desire to show an episode to, like, a child.
Yeah.
And say, do you find this funny?
Yeah.
Or, like, just watch and see if they laugh. I mean, I think asking, do you find this funny, might be a bit confrontational.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. Look, if you liked Bulk and Skull when you were a kid, if you like them now, and I've got nothing against the actors, they appear to be, like...
cool people.
Cool dudes.
Yeah.
And I think the guy who played Skull is like an English Shakespeare professor at a university now.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think I don't dislike them.
Yeah.
It's
the writing.
I just hate everything about what they represent on this show.
Yep.
Whew, that was a bit of a rant.
Well, we're at our 37th run-in with Bulk and Skull.
Yeah.
I think we needed to vent a little bit.
Yeah. But they'll be back next week, I guess.
Yeah.
As will we. Did you have anything else to say?
I don't think so, except we really appreciate you listening, as ever.
Yeah, we will be back next week with episode 38, which is called A Bad Reflection on You.
Oh, okay.
And features the return of our favourite guest star.
Should we... I guess we can't spoil it.
No, let's not spoil it.
Okay.
So A Bad Reflection on You, I assume, will have some sort of mirror monster.
We don't get, like, evil Power Rangers yet, do we? That's not for ages.
I mean, I hope so.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, but...
Do you think they would wear moustaches on their helmets?
I mean, Matt, if they don't, I'm going to be crank-appointed, or whatever the word that I made up was. Shock-appointed.
Shock-appointed?
I don't know why crank-appointed. Well, that sounds like
I like crank-appointed.
I'm required by law to watch Jason Statham movies.
Oh, boy.
Let's leave that there. We've run long enough.
Yeah.
Thank you all very much, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Crank-appointed.